Hi, I'm Hannah Bernard. You're watching Market 1 Minute, and I'm here today with Jordan Trimble of Skyharbour Resources. So let's start off with a brief overview of the company and what exactly you guys do.
Yeah, so Skyharbour Resources is a uranium exploration company with projects in the prolific Athabasca Basin of Saskatchewan in Canada. The Athabasca Basin is the richest depository of uranium globally. It's one of the more favorable jurisdictions to work in as well. We've been opportunistically acquiring projects over the last few years, culminating in 5 projects totaling over 250,000 hectares, including our flagship project, Moore Lake, which hosts the high-grade Maverick Zone. The company is led by a strong management and technical team with focused expertise in the basin, and it has a notable shareholder base, including the largest strategic shareholder, Denison Mines.
All right, so let's talk about that deal with Denison Mines. The company has acquired the high-grade Moore Lake project from Denison Mines. Tell us about the project and the plan.
We just consummated a deal with Denison earlier this year. The deal entails us acquiring 100% of the project over a 5-year period by spending $3.5 million in exploration, most of which will be drilling, so a good catalyst for the company and the share price going forward, as well as some cash and share issuance. So we will earn 100% upon completing the earn-in requirements. At that point, Denison does have a clawback. They did not want to give up the project 100%. They still see a lot of upside potential with it, as we do. So they can claw back 51% by spending between 2 and 2.5 times what we spend on the project. So this is the flagship for Skyharbour going forward. This is going to be our focus in terms of where we spend the exploration dollars, where we're doing most of the drilling. So a brief history on Moore Lake. The high-grade zone called the Maverick Zone was actually discovered by my head geologist, Rick Kazmersky, or Radioactive Rick, as we call him, in the early 2000s. The project has now come back into our portfolio. Rick and his team know it best, and we're going to go in there with a new look, some new ideas for the exploration. We're going to be testing the potential in the basement rock for high-grade mineralization, high-grade uranium mineralization in the basement rock at the project in the upcoming drill program.
Tell us more about the drill program.
So one of the main catalysts for the company going forward over the next few years will be the drilling at Moore Lake. We are planning a 3,000 to 4,000 meter drill program in early 2017 with results to follow.
So let's talk about some of your other projects. Skyharbour has an impressive portfolio of uranium and thorium projects in the Athabasca Basin. So tell us about the projects and the plans for them.
Yeah, absolutely. So over the last few years, we've opportunistically acquired 5 projects, including the flagship Moore Lake project, which we'll be working on over the coming years. But we also have 4 other projects that we've acquired at quite attractive valuations. We've been able to acquire these projects for less than $2.5 million in cash and stock. They've had almost $70 million in historical exploration invested in them. So this just shows you the deep discount right now and the opportunity to acquire these projects at these attractive valuations. So one of the strategies for us now that we have 5 projects covering over 250,000 hectares in the Athabasca Basin is to employ the prospect generator model. This is a model that has been used quite effectively in the past to lower risk for exploration companies. You bring in partner companies, joint venture companies to come in and help fund exploration, generate news flow. This is a good way for us to monetize and value add our other projects outside of the flagship Moore Lake.
And something that you mentioned earlier was that Skyharbour has a strong management and technical team as well as a notable shareholder base. Can you expand on this a little bit?
The management team and the technical team have focused exploration expertise in the Athabasca Basin with a track record of success. The company has a notable shareholder base, including the largest strategic shareholder being Denison Mines. Some of the larger shareholders include Marin Katuza and the KCR fund. There are a few funds in Europe that are large shareholders as well. The insiders own a lot of stock as well. We have a lot of skin in the game.
Can you share your thoughts on the uranium market?
Yeah, so I see the uranium market as an incredible contrarian opportunity. You have a commodity that is trading near all-time lows based off of secondary supply hitting the market, yet you have demand continuing to grow. You have places like China, India, other countries around the world that are building new reactors at an unprecedented rate. You look at China, they're looking at quadrupling their nuclear output in the next 10 years. The global demand for the commodity right now is about 180 million pounds, yet the primary mine supply is about 150 million pounds, and that shortfall has been met by secondary supplies. If you look at the uranium market By 2025, there's going to be about 75% of the requirements from utilities fueling their reactors that will not be covered by current contracts. So 75% of these contracts have to be renewed within the next 8 or 9 year period. On the supply side, this is the big question mark. It's a relatively opaque market, and what utilities, especially in North America and Europe, are worried about is long-term secure supply. Where are they going to get it? Where can the mining companies mine it economically? There's very few places you can mine uranium economically at these current prices. At this point, you just don't have enough new mine supply coming online to meet the future projected demand. You also have a spot price that is not incentivizing new mine builds going forward. You're going to have to see the price eventually move up.
Well, it sounds like the right time to invest in uranium and Skyharbour Resources. Jordan, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.